I was kind of interested in doing because it was the first time that, the community fans are here. I don't doubt that a lot of Harmontown attendees are probably, I don't kid myself, I'm sure the only reason they're here is because they watch Community. But at the same time, there is a division. There's like there's Harmontown fans and there's Community fans, and there's a big old Venn diagram cleavage in the middle. But there's also separation, like a huge Community fan, arguably the biggest Community fan in the world, would have a huge reason to be like, fuck Dan Harmon, fuck that guy. And I would see, every once in a while I open my mouth and I say something in a sub-comment of a comment section on Reddit. Like, for instance, I care about my show and I think it's stupid when people tell me it sucks and they can eat poop and fuck off and die. Like, and here's how that makes me feel, because I'm a human being that has a heartbeat and is going to die one day and doesn't want to go to my God, liar. And then everything's fine in that subreddit, and it seems perfectly fine. And then someone goes like, if I reprinted this in my dumbass blog, I could get like 1 million pennies. And then it all gets out of control. So the end result is always that there's a lot of Community fans, I think, and I know because I see on Twitter, they literally will go, he needs to stop talking.
But what percentage of the feedback is that?
I don't know. What does Twitter represent? What do the Community fans represent?
1 millionth of pennies.
Is our top Community fan is that was a quote from I can't pronounce her Twitter name. Is she here?
Wait, the stop talking lady is here?
The stop talking lady is here. He needs to stop talking.
Why would you come to this show? That's all it is.
That's what I wanted to do. Would you be willing to come up and talk about how I shouldn't?
You said you weren't going to talk this show, so you said it would be interesting for you to...
Well, if we're going to have this conversation, you have to come up on stage. Stop talking, lady.
Yeah, you can grab one of those.
She just walked up and said, what should we talk about? That's so interesting. So, what's your name, by the way? Hello, Lisa. You look very, very contentious right now. She's got arms akimbo like a fight's about to break out.
Can I just say something really quick?
Okay, yes?
No, Kat, don't. I know. Lisa is responsible for getting season 5. No. She's the Twitter.
Can you come up and explain that?
Get up here. What is going on? And by the way, can we start doing the show on the round? Because it'd be so much easier just to have it surrounded by people. The access to the stage would be so much simpler. Because now the whole show is people just storming the stage like the Bastille.
Well, I was invited up, so...
Hey, lady! I did not create a show, and you do not get to tell me to stop talking.
All right, so what do we address first?
What's your name? Robin to her Batman?
I'm Catherine.
Catherine. Hello, Catherine.
I'm Violin Catherine on Twitter. I guess you can pronounce that, huh?
I didn't ask, but thank you.
And you guys were principally, like you coordinated Communicon, right? I mean...
She did.
Right.
All right.
All right, so what the concept, okay, why do I need to stop talking?
In 3 words or less.
I thought that you were hurting yourself and you were hurting the fans. I didn't say you should stop talking because I think... Well, I did say you should stop talking.
You literally did.
But in the context... I'm sorry, should I eat my mic?
Eat your mic.
In the context...
Yeah, talking to the mic.
Okay. Sorry.
Right. There is a danger that when you say things into this, that it will end up reflecting poorly on you.
That's true, but I really didn't think that you would go so far as to have me up here. But so I'm glad. I'm glad to have the chance.
Is this punishment?
I don't
bring you
know.
Up
Is
here?
it?
Do you not want to be up here?
Well, you don't like feeling like you're under attack, so I don't particularly like it myself either. But,
okay, so you don't want to be up here?
Oh, I see what you're doing. I see where you're going with this.
What kind of fucking jujitsu is going on?
Dan, if she doesn't stay up here, I will stay up here and defend her.
Well, I don't doubt that. There's a lot of energy coming from this concept. Do you understand why I would want you to come up here?
Listen,
so that we can have it out, so that we can be on honest ground, so that tonight everyone, whether they love community, hate community, don't give a shit about community, love me, hate me, don't give a shit about me, we can all go home tonight and go to fucking sleep and wake up in an honest world. Why should I stop talking?
Okay. Yes, it is great that you cared, and I love that you care, and I think you're brilliant, and I think that the show is obviously wonderful, or I wouldn't be here. I've spent all the money to get here. When I read the comments, and I'm not the only person who said this, Stan, is that not that you should stop talking, but you let them bait you to the point where it distracts people from wanting to enjoy the show. New fans, people who don't know you, people who don't know that this is your persona or who you are, and they say, who the hell is Dan Harmon? I don't like to see that happen. I'm so happy that you're back. I am over the moon happy that you're back. I wouldn't have put all the time and passion into doing what I do online to get people to watch the show and to love the show if I didn't care. So when I hear you say those things, I don't think you shouldn't say them. And people said to me, you should come and see him at Communicon. You should come see him in Harmontown and see what he's really like as a person. He's not just a shit quote that was in Vulture. And I said, yeah, I'm going to do that because I saw your response to me the other day and it hurt. And I said, well, all right, I see his point.
It hurt you for me to be defensive and express my pain.
What was your response, Dan?
Sorry?
What was the response?
She said that she was going to come to the show, and I said, maybe the topic of the show should be how I should stop talking.
Yes.
That hurt you?
Well, no. Okay. It didn't hurt me in the sense that my feelings were hurt. I realized, like many people do, that on Twitter, the things that you say can come back and bite you, just like the things that you say on a subreddit came back and bit you, and you felt like you needed to respond to it. And that's why I didn't respond to that, because you know what? The dude is right. It's his show. And I'm sitting here saying that he should stop talking. I meant in terms of, and I'm sorry, I'm a little bit going to be going around and sounding like I don't quite know what I mean, because it's complicated. You're a complicated person. I find the whole concept of trying to understand where you're coming from as a person to be something that I wrestle with, but I also tell everyone that I think you're a total genius and that the show wouldn't be the same without you. We all know what season 4 was like, and that's also why it hurt.
What do you mean?
Okay.
What on earth do you mean?
Okay. Fine.
Get those camp out, everybody.
Please.
Hit record right now.
Please tell Vulture and Defamer and TMZ what you mean by that. Please tell the AV Club what you mean.
You're right,
Say anything after the word season 4. Say anything. Say season 4, I like Arby's, and see how they twist it. And you didn't even create the show. So, I mean, there's a lot of energy on that topic, and it's tough sometimes.
Lisa, can I? I mean, I'm coming at this from a very like from the back row here, but it sounds to me like you love the show, obviously. You really love Community, and there's two different things here. There's Dan Harmon, the guy, and then there's the show that Dan created. And do you feel that you like Dan a little bit less than you like the show? You worry that Dan has the capacity to hurt the thing that you care about, which is good. No, I'm not trying to be flippant. You feel like Dan has the capacity to actually be destructive to the thing that you care about more, right? Community. Am I getting that wrong?
Yes and no. I mean,
It's possible if Paul Newman makes salad dressing and then Paul Newman is in the paper going like, I hate women. like it could hurt salad dressing sales. It
could hurt his salad dressing sales. Sure.
It could hurt. Yes, not all salad dressing sales. It might actually cause a spike in Hidden Valley Ranch. Yes, I'm saying his salad dressing sales, yes, would be harmed by him saying something like that. So you're looking at me as like a Colonel Sanders or like a Ronald McDonald, which I am, like in relation to Community. When it says, because those articles say, Community creator lashes out at rape victims, loves what happens to them, thinks it's hilarious, created Community. Do you think you should watch it on Thursday? That's what those headlines do. And so as a fan, you're like, oh, God damn it. I'm trying so hard just to get people to mobilize and watch the show and get that 1.2 up to a 1.3, and he's undermining me. Paul Newman is undermining my pro-salad dressing campaign.
Wow.
You're frowning like you disagree with anything I'm saying. I'm saying that's my best guess at what you're going through.
No, I don't think you're undermining me. I worry about people hearing that and thinking that you're a dick and that they don't want to watch the show.
Right, that's what I just said.
Okay, yeah, no, but you're saying it sound like they're undermining me. They're not undermining me.
It seems like there's two people that hate each other on stage, but you don't. You love... How do you feel about Dan Harmon, the individual?
I don't hate you. Why would I hate you?
Wow.
I'm really confused.
There's two people on stage. One of them does not like being told not to talk. That's me for sure. I'll own up to that. Sounds like that's also how you feel, because a mere reply to your tweet hurt your feelings. You said something and I responded to it and it hurt your feelings.
Let me rephrase.
Being brought up here feels like an attack.
So are you making an
responses to
me?
The things that you say make you feel like a bad person. You feel under scrutiny. You feel like you're under a microscope. You feel like people want you to be different.
Catherine, you have a microphone in your hand. Just start talking into the mic.
Lisa, can I just... I have to...
No. I really don't want you to.
Let her talk.
After...
Hang on, Lisa. Catherine, what I'm assuming is a friend of yours is on stage, and she's champ.
Kat, I want you to... I would like to just... No, I won't.
In 60 seconds, we
No.
can come out.
Hey, Lisa, I'm comptroller. Shut up. Catherine, go ahead. You have the conch.
All right, Dan.
No, Kat.
Let me... 60 seconds, let me talk, and you take the mic back. Let me talk.
She really doesn't like people to talk.
Okay.
I mean, 2 dots draws a segment, and it's almost a line, man.
Okay, there you go.
She tried to get me.
All right, Dan, we've worked our butts off on Twitter for season 4, which, okay, whatever, season 5, looking at season 6. This girl spent day and night with Mike in Canada to get season 5. I don't want her to get pissed off and quit right now. There's a reality. Okay, I love you. I'm just saying it. I need to stand up for you right now. The other thing is, okay, as an AV Club member on that 160,000 comment board, we love you, and we want you to come hang out with us, and it's sad. Okay, you can go to Reddit and be nice to them, but you're going to attack a community fan leader, and then you're going to go and, shun the AV Club. I'm just personally, go to the people who love you and come back and be like, okay, what on earth, instead of just coming back hard, because we do love you. There's so much
backstory and underlying stuff to this that's so confusing to people, though. That's what I'm saying. When I wake up in the morning, here's what I do. I wake up and I go, my name is Dan Harmon. I am going to think things. They're going to drop down out of my brain by gravity and come out of my mouth. Some of this stuff is going to go through my fingers because I won't have time to say everything and end up being a TV show if I'm lucky. I've been doing that for 40 years and counting. So that's how I operate every given day. And then this wonderful thing called the internet, which doesn't demand eye contact from me. I get to go in, and I love going in. I was born on the internet. I go in, and somebody says to me, hey, Dan, what does it feel like to write that show? And I go, you know what? Sometimes it feels like a penguin fucking a moose. And only recently, the weird flash in the pan, it's worth money to print a headline that says, community creator says penguins fuck mooses. And that has something to do with the thing. So that's an issue that we all are experiencing, all of us. And when we experience it, we all have, it's a bummer for me, but here's how I handle it. I go, oh, fuck, that sucks. And you go, oh, fuck, that sucks. And you go, that sucks. We all go to bed, but I don't say to anybody, even defamer, vulture, anybody, I never say, someone's got to stop doing something that they've been doing. I go to bed, I wake up, and I keep doing it. And I experience pain because of it, just like I did on the playground. Just like all the characters in Community, are constantly being punished for who they are. The outside world closes in on you as you express your humanity. It's an important theme of the show, and it's run by a psychopath. It's run by somebody who just goes, bah, bah, bah. And I'm bummed out. I'm a little baby, a little poopy pants baby about the idea of being told to shut up and what I should and shouldn't do. It's like a big issue with me. And I didn't go off on you or anything. I tweeted back at you like a defensive, low, I rolled over, exposed my belly to you.
Do I get to jump in now?
Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Look, you tweeted back at me. And it gave me pause, and I talked to my friends, most of whom are here tonight, who all said, you know what, Dan does run off at the mouth. He doesn't mean anything bad to people about it. He's not trying to hurt anyone. Maybe he's hurting himself. Maybe you should think twice about what you said. Maybe you should go to Harmontown, see what he's really like. Came to see you at Communicon. Came away from that thinking, I can see why he's such a powerful figure and why people like him so much. It's interesting to hear you talk. I was hearing those sound bites out of Vulture, like that you're complaining about, and I responded to it thinking, here's a man who makes a show I admire. Here's a show that I really want to succeed in succeed in season 5. I'd like to see more. I wish he would stop talking because it just makes him look bad. And I don't want you to look bad. So if that's bad, and if that puts me stupid, or I'm attacking you, or I don't even know exactly what we're getting at right now, because
I would never call you stupid for...
Okay, my head is swirling a little bit because I'm being...
No, it's tough up here, yes. And I choose to be up here because I'm self-destructive. Just to respond to that. Did you watch the Sarah Silverman program? I got fired from that. I got fired from every job I had in Milwaukee. You caught me at a normal time in my life. I have been getting fired my entire life. Everybody that I work for eventually goes, did I like the Sarah Silverman program?
No.
Did I like... It's a bummer to me. I wish that I could be who I was and constantly get promoted. That would be great if people gave me cakes all the time instead of firing me, I guess. But the truth is, the way that they respond to who I am is they fire me. But at the same time, I like my life. I like the way things are going. I got a hybrid. I got a golden doodle. I got a redhead girlfriend. I got
in that order.
But the thing that we're talking about, this is why I wanted to bring you up. And you're like me. As soon as somebody's talking about what you're saying, I'm feeling what you're feeling when we come up here and talk about this. That's why. Here's the thing I have found.
I'm feeling frustrated, so I guess I am experiencing.
But here's the thing that I have found. When the autonomic response slowly fades down, when we talk about it for 10 minutes longer than people usually talk about it, and this show does everything 10 minutes longer than anything, this miracle starts to happen. When I'll tell you why this show exists, and why my MySpace blog exists, and why everything that I've ever done that has gotten me in trouble exists. Why there's a letter online that I wrote to an 8-year-old kid about Steven Spielberg being a hack because I didn't like Monster House enough. Why I'm famous before that for saying that my Kung Fu Panda sucked and all this shit. Every fucking job I've ever worked at, there's always this thing that comes up that I go I'm an asshole. I say this shit that gets me in trouble. But here's another thing that has always happened. When I first came out to LA, I was working for Ben Stiller, and it was just happenstance. All of a sudden, I'm working for this famous guy, Ben Stiller. And we were going to have a party at our place in Koreatown. And I was going to invite him over. And Rob Schraub said, you should probably leave a funny message on his message machine. We had machines back then. And so I practiced funny message, and I ran it through in my head a couple times, and I dialed his number, and I left. I tried to leave a funny message on his machine. I kind of fucked it up, and I had to call back, and because I forgot to leave my contact info, and it was a horrible experience that I walked away from because, of course, he never showed up for the party. I had so much shame about it locked down in my body that 3 years later I would open my refrigerator to make a sandwich in the privacy of my own home, and the color of the mustard bottle would somehow remind me of the time I left a fucking shitty funny message on Ben Stiller's voicemail. And I there was this tipping point where I said, I gotta stop making this my problem. And I went over to my computer and I typed up the story of how I left a funny message on Ben Stiller's answering machine. And I clicked submit on it, and it was a blog entry, and there was no guarantee that anyone was going to read it. It was just a message in a bottle that I whipped out into the ocean, and it was gone. It was out of my heart. And everybody in this room, everybody on this planet is walking around with all the shit that we do that is shameful, and all this rage that we have, and all these sexual perversions, and we collect them, and we bottle them up. And I don't think it's a good idea for everybody to barf them onto each other. But I know that I would go insane, and that I would be a toxic, horrible Portuguese man of war, half dead on the beach. TMZ headline, Dan Harmon lashes out at the Portuguese.
And jellyfish.
I would be filled with toxicity if I didn't, put it out. The weird thing about putting it out is it doesn't poison other people. It turns into comedy. It turns into things that they can, it feels cathartic to them. A lot of people basically just say, oh, if that dumb, fat piece of shit, petty asshole can get up there and be honest about being a big fucking dumb shithead, maybe I wasn't doing something so wrong my whole life. And so I do that stuff. And I'm gonna keep doing it, and and the whole time I'm very defensive about the idea of being I feel that pressure. Community was a new chapter in my life. It was this plot point that happened to me. I stumbled into this job of being able to actually affect people, and being the Colonel Sanders of this thing. And it was 15-year-old girls following me on Twitter, and me having to go, I can't tweet about jerking off anymore. I could, but it doesn't feel right. They're only following me because Joel McHale follows me. It's a 15-year-old girl. I don't you start to ask yourself who you are, what you have a right to say, and it only constricts in from there. I forgot my point a long time ago, but that's where I come from, and my point of bringing you up here was absolutely not. I knew that if I did, I knew that there would be on both of our parts. My cheeks got hot, my ears got hot. I knew that would happen. But I didn't want it to happen. I knew it would have disastrous results probably tomorrow. It's probably too late to prevent that because there's a juicier story in whatever happened right away. But I also knew that something would be resolved, that something would go, just finish it, just be done with it. Some of you guys love a television show so much that the guy that created it is an obstacle in its path. And I think that's a beautiful thing, but it's an obstacle that's not going to go away.
But you see, that's
I'm not cueing that applause. It's going to sound like Dan Harmon brings up a community fan in a fucking dogfight pit and makes them applaud him saying he's a hero. I anticipated everybody in the audience being a Communicon attendee. That's why I wanted to talk about this. I wanted this to be more apology and atonement than anything. I wanted to explain to you guys without promising that I'm going to change, because I'm not going to. I wanted to somehow explain to you guys that this is who I am.
Okay. Well, I know
so he doesn't need to stop talking.
Look.
Lisa, use your mic.
There's no
microphone, Lisa.
Oh, sorry. Eat the mic. There's no way for me out of this conversation. So, yeah. I don't...
You could be human and
do you want me to apologize?
Yes. Tell me your feelings. Your
Okay.
feelings. Don't talk about me.
Lisa,
Yes,
I'm not trying to poke or prod here. What's unresolved for you in this? Because you still seem pretty wound up about it. What's the unresolved issue for you?
How do I seem wound up about it? I haven't said anything. Stop.
Use your microphone. We can
Use
hear
your
you.
mic.
I'm not sure what you want from me. Yes, I'm sorry. I said a throwaway comment to you that made you upset and made you feel like you had to go.
But it's
through all
symbolic of
this.
a larger thing. There's a big sea of magma under there.
Yeah.
The fandom, like there's.
So am I here as an example for all
Well,
fandom who yells
probably,
at-
right? No,
I don't
Do you
know.
not want to be?
Am I?
Do you not want to speak for fandoms like frustration with my PR?
I can't speak for anyone but myself.
Well, okay, then talk about like you said that, then like how you feel.
I think I've already explained twice now that I said that, and I've talked to people about it, and they said, find out who he really is. And now I feel like I really have found out who you are, and I'm not going to worry about it anymore. You can say whatever you want. I'm not
We
the
did
boss
it.
of you.
We did it.
We did it. Lisa and Catherine, everybody, thank you so much.
Fantastic. Good job.
Thank you, Lisa.
There was a thing about season 5 too. Thank you for season 5.
I thought that was healthy.
No. I felt like it for a little bit. All right. Let's bring Spencer Crittenden up.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
You got any opinions about how that shook down?
I almost passed out
From boredom or
because
from...
all the blood was in my penis.
Do you get turned on by fandom issues or?
I said the passed out thing, and then I thought that would be a natural link. It just came out of me,
Yeah.
like all the semen during that conversation.
Spencer, when's your HBO special coming up?
Yeah.
We learn more about you every week.
Yeah.
So
that was fascinating as a bystander to watch that, because it was clearly there's emotions that people have about the show, and it's very interesting.
I think it's like being in a hall of mirrors for me. I think there's projection upon projection upon projection upon projection. I feel so fucking much when I go into any comment section or article about the things that I do, and it's the only right way to do it would be to be so detached that I can't see myself being that kind of person, and yet at the same time, everybody who says the same thing they've been saying over and over and over again, which is like, stop it, stop responding, stop getting wound up by it, stop being a petty person. Like, they're all right. They're all absolutely correct. That is not how Vince Gilligan goes about his business. That is not how good people make a good show. But it's like, I don't know when to, when do you dye your beard? Oh, it's 40% gray. It's 60% gray. Oh, my temples are gray. I got a little thinning on top. Like, when do you start manipulating who you are and what how people perceive you? Like when is that dishonesty and when is that like maintenance?
Do you think there'll ever come a point for you? I mean, do you aspire to a healthier place when things don't bother you like that? Do you foresee that even being possible?
I don't. I mean, here's what a healthy guy looks like on the internet. He's not there. He's healthy. Why would he be on the internet? If he is on the internet, what he usually looks like is he has a little eyes wide shut mask on his face because he's not calling himself the guy that his boss can fire. He's calling himself Scuba Tube 69, and he's just yelling at people about jet propulsion or racism. Like and the internet is like the sewer / glory hole that people use. It's so weird. Like I'm 40 years old. Like I've really never, rarely like done the anonymous thing. Like I've always been myself, like on the internet. Maybe that's a weird self-destructive thing that I've always done. Like I should have a long time ago just like burst into a weird aerosol of weird characters that can just blog their hearts out about how much everyone's a piece of shit.
But do you think there'll ever be some sort of crossover where you become, Buddha and you just let things wash over you and you don't care, or is that part of what drives you?
On the internet? No.
No. I mean, in general, you don't like being told what to do. You don't like people saying "tie your shoe, bro," and that's you have a very strong reaction to anybody telling you to stop being you, to alter you, and that's a good thing to not like. But do you ever see yourself just like becoming, becoming the dude about it, and like letting it all happen? And like,
I'm not looking forward to it. Like I got a lot of most of the good things that I do out of a nervousness that people aren't going to like me if I do something else.
Yeah.
I'm not looking forward to the guy I become when I am forced to disconnect.
You probably stop writing. You probably stop.
I don't know. I might start writing really nasty shit. I don't know. I have no idea what I'd do. I don't know if it would be more or less marketable. What I wrote. I don't know. I tell you, I've definitely reached a tipping point. I've definitely reached a point of like clearly, if I was in therapy right now, I know that the therapist a long time ago, listening to my description of what I've been going through, he would have said, you have to figure out who the fuck you are, because what's happening to you is you are going to strangers to figure out who you are. And when you do that, you get what you deserve. You are going to get static as a result, and you're gonna take that in as a personality. That is what a crazy person does. A sociopath, but in reverse. A sociopath is has efficacy. A sociopath can like taxi a plane down a runway because he doesn't care what other people think. It's like some weird. What am I?
Well, that's a very.
I don't know who I am unless people are reacting to me. I now know I'm a bad person because Lisa was like bummed out up here.
If your identity is defined by, because like a lot of, not a lot of who you are, because you're a very singular person, but like a lot of your identity when you're working on Community, that's who you are. It's a relationship that you have. The characters are kind of you. The show is you. People like or don't like the show. That means they like or don't like you. That's thin ice, like psychologically.
Yeah, you don't go into a job like writing TV with unresolved psychological issues.
Yeah, it's a bad gymnasium to work out.
You're not going to tone your muscles there. You're going to like exacerbate and Charlie horse like pre-existing conditions.
Let's say you wrote a show that was a giant, huge, popular success, or the whole you have The Big Bang Theory, you have Breaking Bad, you got the show that the universe loves, you're on all the talk shows, and everybody's adoring you. Do you think that would be more comfortable?
No, I think I would figure out a way to self-destruct. I do. Because I would feel like a fraud. I think that's oppositional defiant disorder or something. I would go like, well, I must be doing something wrong. Nobody's pissed off. This is not working. I would figure out a way to fuck it up.
So is it you not liking being told what to do, or is it you like, you're Andy Dick, you want to get punched at the bar, you're going to keep grabbing ass until somebody throws a punch at you?
I don't know.
I love you, Andy, if you're listening. Although you stole my fucking beer yesterday, you cunt.
I feel like animals, like you put them in a big pen, and like maybe there's one of the animals that like has some kind of, because it was a puppy mill puppy or something. Like I got to keep digging at in some dark corner.
I would imagine you're never going to really change that, or like I think it's always going to be a thing.
Compulsion.
Yeah.
I have it's a tick. Like I look at my brother as like frustratingly the same way.
Well, there's a thing about you, like you can be. Like, part of what drives you, like, 'cause you clearly, like, when you write anything, like, Dan and I just took an acting class years ago, and it was monologues, and so we would be at a bar an hour before the class with no monologues, and Dan would go, okay, I'm going to go home, I'm going to write you a monologue about you being in the CIA, I'm going to write me a monologue about being King Minos, and I'll see you at the class, and we'd have 5 minutes to look it over and kind of memorize it and do it, and they were great. Really, really good. So there's something going on in your brain that makes you very, very good at typing thoughts down and making good writing out of ideas that you have. It also, there has to be a deficit. There has to be something on the other side of that scale that makes you a crazy person in certain ways. You can't be good at that and good at everything else. And the same way, like being a friend with you, like there's times when you just spent so much friendship and so much wisdom. Like you can come to you with a problem, and I could just tell you a dream I had, and you go, well, look, this is what you're going through, and you're Yoda, you live in goop, and you dispense Yoda wisdom. And there's other times when you're just not there, like it's it's not like a faucet that's always on. You can be completely distant and unapproachable, as a friend, but you get both of those things. Like you get incredible outpouring of attention, and then you get zero. I mean, that's part of. He's looking at his phone.
Yeah, what are you talking?
You see what it's like?
Sorry, Mitch Hurwitz is texting me.
Yeah, sure he is. Did you hear?
I'll get back to you later.
Did you hear what I was saying? You're listening to what I was saying?
Something about I'm a bad person. I don't know.
Perfect.
Our next guest. I do feel like what we should do, at least for a couple rounds, just because I feel like there was an intensity to that exchange, and those ladies, they represent the. I mean, what you say they represent the fandom, and then they don't want to be accused of that or whatever.
I feel like she represented herself. I think she's in a weird position that.
And I want to, yeah.
She's not. I don't think she wants to represent everybody. I think in some weird way she kind of now has to, because you came up as the voice of a certain thought. But she's just being Lisa, having her own visceral reactions to things.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And got punished for it, for sure. And I will always do that. I will always punish people for telling me not to talk.